tell us about your own experience there, and how do you react to these claims that are emerging online?
Well, so first of all, good evening to my colleagues who have been here, I guess, for a very long time now. For me,
Haruna has been waiting for you.
Yeah, I mean, he's been campaigning on TV. we went into this election with a commitment in solidarity with the people. We have always believed that campaigns should be issue-based, and the issues are that Ablekuma North has deficits of development. The MPP have held that seat for quite over 28 years. In recent times, 8 years ago, they've been in power. The place is impoverished, deprived of development. Yet again, the candidate they have presented have been an MP before. They've been in government, they've exited government. What would they add to the lives of the people? And so we think that it was going to be a reasonable thing for them to align with the current government so that the MP will be a member of parliament with the government in order to solicit development to the area. So that issue was simple. The MPP style has been that let us mitigate our shame because they knew they were going to lose this election. Let us mitigate it by dividing our front. Let's say that we are not contesting the election, but in the night we should be campaigning. So they come and sit on TV like my brother is doing here. Yes, they are not part of the election, but on the ground, they are campaigning.
But so, he says he wasn't there. Neither was the general secretary.
Why is there a commentator and reviewer of the election you didn't partake? What they did, I was on the ground throughout. What they did was to reduce Ablekuma North to a presidential campaign ground. Baumia have been there, Ken has been there, Brana Champon have been there, the other one, Aduchum, have been there, and all was showcasing of their presidential campaigns. It had nothing to do with the parliamentary election because they knew they were not going to win. And so for me, this victory consolidates the fact that the people of Ghana...
Oh, you're claiming victory already?
No, we have won the election. No, we've won the election. It's clear. We have won the... There was no way MPP could win this election. If you look at even the two candidates, look at their age differences. You have a relatively younger, energetic woman who is running for election. Go and check the statistics of Ablekuma North. Young people are more. How are you going to rally the young generation? And so clearly, I knew that we were going to win. They also knew that they would lose the election. That is how come now they are divided. I hear they are on radio, TV again saying that they didn't participate in the election.
In the last few minutes, Haruna has just confirmed that to us.
In fact, even on Monday, they will now say that they are going to court. That is their plan. But you see, the very sad thing I have just heard this evening was for them to lay a claim, sit in their offices in Accra, for a minority group of parliamentarians who are intellectuals, who I believe that take cognizance of reasoning into whatever they do, will sit in whatever they sat, because I never saw any member of parliament in Ablekuma North to say that I, Mustapha Gbande, was the one fomenting violence. It's quite unfortunate, and I can say on authority that it's unfounded, it's malicious. I will sue them. I will sue them.
Oh, you feel hurt?
I'm not hurt. We can't allow people who are supposed to be intellectuals to reduce themselves to this level of thinking. You are not there.
Tell us about I'm interested in your personal experience.
How can we have a group of intellectuals who now believe in gossip, conjecture, and hearsay?
So tell us your side of the story. What did you witness? What was your experience there?
I have finished. We have finished setting up the election very early in the morning. So early hours around 10, 11, we moved into monitoring. But I've met Honorable Hawa Koomson at the said polling station. Look, we spoke. Your media, your cameras were there. We did an interview together, teasing ourselves. And I left to another polling station where I met my colleague Sami Auku, Miracle Abwaji, and some two other people were there. We spoke and were laughing. We also granted interviews there together. Your people carried that interview. So when I left that scene, I was headed to another place when I got a call that there was an attack on Honorable Hawa Koomson. Immediately, what I did was to rush to the place. By the time I got there, she was moved to Kaneshi police station. So I followed up. I followed up to check what has happened. I don't know who attacked her, but I met her, we spoke, we ensured that she was moved to the hospital. I was in touch with the MPP leadership, the division of the MPP that were present, led by Samia Oku himself. And then the second one, which involved their deputy organizer. You know the main road, that polling station where these things happen. There were a lot of disagreements there. So I got there to try and calm the tension. In fact, Samia Oku and Co had just left that place. So the deputy national organizer came. I didn't even know him. So he walked to me and I said, Chief, you know, you guys should calm down. Let us be friendly and finish this thing and move on. But then I moved into the yard. By the time I realized they were fighting outside. When I came out, I met a young lady, supposedly was working with him. So I asked what happened. And he says, oh, your brother have just been attacked. And I called him. I personally took his number and called him twice to check how he was doing in good faith. And so for anybody to sit in Accra, in their headquarters, in their offices in Parliament, disingenuously ascribe to the fact that I fomented violence when I had not spoken. I would wait for Honorable Hawa Koomson to speak on this matter. I have heard the deputy organizer say that he was talking to me and I beckoned my guys to attack him. Please, they can't associate these things with me.
Perhaps what's fueling this perception is the fact that till now we haven't seen an official statement from the National Democratic Congress.
We are
distancing yourself or condemning the.
We are not going to condemn what? Condemn what? Condemn what? What are we going to condemn?
The videos.
We've just finished an election 10 minutes or 20 minutes ago, right? All these are incidents that occurred during the election process. I have heard my boss condemn these acts, even though we don't know who are the persons behind. At this point, we had to review to identify who and who were behind this violence. And so how did you know that it was perpetuated by NDC supporters?
Yeah, whatever the case, they are Ghanaians.
When the MPP is divided into 6 camps.
I get that. Whatever the case, there was violence. As a political party, you would want to condemn that.
The General Secretary of the party have spoken to the matter. In fact, immediately after the incidents happened, rapidly the Minister for Defense, Dr. Omanibuama, and the Minister of Interior were there. It was followed up by the IGP himself to beef up security and all of that. So why are they asking us?
And speaking about ministers, have you seen the retort from Sam George, communications minister, to the vice president? The vice president is former vice president is also condemning the attacks, the violence, and Sam George doesn't seem to side with the vice president.
Nobody sides with the vice president because it's preposterous for him to make that statement. A vice president who never condemned Ayawaso West Wagon, a vice president whose attaché is the national youth organizer of the MPP. One of his main campaigners is the national youth organizer of the MPP. He's an ally. Go and check what Mustapha said. That they will prepare themselves and die for the ballot. A national youth organizer make these kind of statements, and Baumia sit down and condemn what?
You don't think Sam George should apologize to Ghanaians on that?
Apologize to who? He didn't say it to Ghanaians. He said it to Dr. Mahmoud Baumia. How is that offensive to Ghanaians? How is that supposed to be offensive to Ghanaians? Have Ghanaians complained to you?
Dr. Santi, are you complaining?
About the violence?
Sam George